My name is Odali Victorio, and I'm headed back to the Camino Santiago. Yep, you heard right. I said back. On my first Camino Santiago, we left St. John Pier de Port in August, and we walked into Santiago de Compostela on Wednesday, September 28th, 2016. In total, we took 36 days, taking 3 rest days. For more information on my first Camino de Santiago, I do encourage you to check out my blog. I did try to blog every couple of days, and there's even a reflection 1 year later on the Camino. But this time it's going to be very different. It's going to be different for a number of reasons, none the least of which is we are taking more time. We intend to have 43 days on the trail, and that includes 5 rest days. So this means that we don't have the race for the bed scenario for us, because we don't have to go or cover as much of a distance. So we can take our time, we can enjoy what we're looking at, and not have to rush through it. So what else is different? Well, for one, we will get to enjoy some cities that we missed the last time that I didn't realize were important. Everybody knows that you're going to make a stop in Pamplona and Burgos and León, but I would have liked to have spent some time in Ponferrada. And there were other areas that I would have liked to have seen, or at least had a little bit more time. Another one that I can think of is Acevedo. So I do look forward to having that luxury this time. Also, something that's different, if you check out my blog, you'll see my hair is very different. Last time I went on the Camino with long, dyed, dark hair. I have to dye it because otherwise I have gray hair. This time I am trying to let it grow out natural, so hopefully the process will be complete before I leave. I think it will be, but it was very difficult to find the time along the trail to color my hair, and the sun was completely bleaching it out as it was. So by the time I finished the Camino de Santiago, the damage to my hair was complete. It was completely fried. So I encourage you out there to please wear a hat, wear sun protection. I was very good about sunscreen, but I did not protect my hair. This time I will be using a ball cap. The short hair will help with that. And of course I will still be using sunscreen. But know that getting hair colored or whatever is difficult when you're in Spain and you're completing the Camino Santiago. So if having the skunk line is something that you fear, then you will find some challenges along the Camino. So this time I will be going all natural. So I am looking forward to not having to worry about the hair or having it fry out. The other thing that will be different is last time we went in the fall. This time we're going in the spring. So things should look differently. Of course, last time we had the advantage of seeing the grapes on the vine. It was pretty much harvest season. So there was a lot to look at from that standpoint, but it was also, the meseta was very dry. The sunflowers that were there very rarely were still happy and in good shape. So I am looking forward to seeing the meseta with rolling hills of green this time. And from some of the videos that other people have shared, I think that's going to be possible. Of course, that means that it's probably also going to be wet. But we were lucky last time. We only had to experience really 1 day of rain, which was the day we were heading into León, and our 1 day in León. And then we had some mist and stuff towards the very end, but from what I understand, that's typical for Galicia. So we are looking forward to that difference. Another difference, as I've been using all my lovely guides here, is some of the training. So you watch all these videos and you think you know what you're up against, and yes, people on your Facebook groups are going to tell you they rolled out of bed, they did the Camino, no problem. And is it doable? Absolutely it is. But I'm going to share with you that my biggest challenge on the Camino the first time was actually the downhills. Most people will tell you that, oh, there's, you have to go over the Pyrenees and all this. And yes, that was not easy. I'm not going to tell you it was. But going downhill was where I had my actual problems with my knees. And so that really didn't kick in until after Cruz de Ferro. So up until Cruz de Ferro, which by the time you reach Cruz de Ferro, you're in pretty good shape. Your body has gotten used to getting up and walking on a daily basis, and you can handle it. But what I wasn't expecting a challenge with at that point was actually the going downhill and the pain I experienced in my knee, specifically my left knee. So one of the things I'm doing differently this time is I am actually walking before I go. What a concept. I'm doing a minimum of 5Ks and trying to do longer walks on the weekends, and on the last couple weekends before we leave, also carrying the backpack. So at least it won't be a shock to my system. Now, I have to face it, I live in Florida. There are no hills or mountains or anything like that I can practice on. But there are some mounds in the local parks, and so that's what I've already started walking up and down the mound so that I can get my quads and my knees ready for the declines, which I found to be the bigger challenge. And probably most importantly, the biggest difference between the first time and the second time is experience. The first time I had something to prove, and yes, I was out there looking for and honestly finding patience and empathy and understanding. And I know that the first Camino helped me with all of that. But I also found myself on a daily basis being concerned about, we got to get to bed. We gotta go. We have to get up early, and it seemed like every day it was earlier and earlier because the heat was so intense during the day, and then our speed wasn't there, and there was always the concern that we wouldn't find a bed. This time we are covering shorter distances, so I don't think that should be a problem. And this time I have nothing to prove. I mean, obviously I know legally the last 100 kilometers we are walking every ounce of them. But I earned my Compostela. I own my Compostela for distance, and I am not going to concern myself if one day I have to grab a taxi because it's already 3 p.m. and I'm concerned I'm not going to find a place to sleep. Or that I arrived and there isn't a place to sleep, and now I have to grab a cab to the next city because there is no bed. It's going to be what it is. I have nothing to prove this time, so I feel like I can be more relaxed this time and enjoy the Camino, enjoy the fellowship. I mean, the friendships I made the first time, we're still connected on Facebook. I get to see everything that goes on with their lives. It was a beautiful experience, and I just want more experiences like that. And I don't want to worry or be concerned about where I'm going to sleep on a daily basis. And I know this sounds crazy, and if you haven't been there, you're thinking, oh, she was focusing on the wrong thing. But it becomes very real when you're on foot and you have a limited budget and you want to make sure you have a place to sleep. So I do hope that this time we've allowed ourselves some luxuries that will mitigate that, and so we won't have to be rushing for beds or be concerned about trivial things like that. Last time, like I said, was patience, and I think this time I really want to come back and say I had an unencumbered, wonderful time. Not that I didn't enjoy it the first time, I did, obviously, or I wouldn't be returning. But I want the focus to be more on the people that I meet and the experiences that I'm having, and not whether these rocks were sharp and I'm going to kill myself off a mountain, or, oh my gosh, where am I going to sleep tonight, or, any of the negatives. I don't want my focus to be on the negatives. So those are my hopes for Camino number 2. And I am sure that there will be some follow-up videos coming up, specifically on packing, since I've already started to tackle that. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.